Good afternoon, YouTube. It's man, all the way Judge Page, aka the Emperor, female bodybuilder talk, coming to you live on YouTube. Anyway, this is another comparison video that I made, and it's part of my series, Buff Blondes. This is volume number 11, and I choose two ladies who are not as well known to those who follow female bodybuilding, but they're just classic examples of great female bodybuilders, especially came up in the good part of the 2000s. These ladies are very impressive. I'd like to introduce you to one Miss Beth Roberts, and the other lady here is Heather Armbrust, or you might know her as before she got married, Heather Policki. And they were both came up a good part of the early 2000s, and they were pretty impressive bodybuilders. At one point, Heather was believed to be maybe a possible contender for Miss Olympia, but we as already all know, Iris Kyle was a was dominant good part of the 2000s in both the Miss Olympia and the Miss International. And these are impressive ladies. I choose them because, these are ladies that need to get a lot of attention. I follow Beth Roberts on social media. Just recently, we became Facebook friends. I even reached her about doing an interview, but she feel like whenever she's ready, she might want to do one. We're just, crossing my fingers and hoping because I'd love to get a lot of attention. Like, it's in my interview with Tisha Titus Reese Thomas, have I like give a lot of the retired ladies attention, like Sue Price and Nancy Lewis and Cashmere. And I like to reach out to women like Beth and Heather and do an interview about their life in the sport of bodybuilding. But these are both impressive ladies, and they had a pretty good career during the 2000s. So we're going to start here with a nice starting pose. And you can really see somewhat the difference between them. Both ladies are pretty impressive. Starting pose, I think Heather's a little wider in the shoulders compared to Beth. I was trying to find the right pictures to find this one because you know how it is, the internet. Yeah. All right. We start off with a nice lat spread. And here, I think I'll give this to Heather. You can see how much wider she is in shoulders. Beth, I know she competed as a heavyweight during the time when they had the weight classes. I think by the time Heather turned pro, that's when they got rid of the weight classes. But I know she mentioned how she competed back in the day during the weight classes. So this here, I give this the front lat spread I give it to Heather. Here we have a front double bicep. And if you really look at the detail of the bicep and the development, I have to give this one to Beth. Beth is pretty impressive. She looks really, cut. She really squeezed that extra muscle out. Heather looks all right, but she, just if she had a little more definition in her bicep compared to Beth's. Now here we have the side chest. And it often say with the side chest, the thing was with implants, they really get away in the pecs. So you got to really look at the details of it. Like I said, Heather's, I can't really see too much of Beth's because her hair is the way where her position is. But Heather, I can really see her. So I think I'm going to give just one here to Heather. This is a good side chest for Heather. Yeah. Here we're looking at the glutes. Sorry, not the glutes. I'm sorry. Rear lat. I'm sorry. Yeah. A rear lat spread. And here is, I was trying to find a good picture of Heather, and this is the best one I could find. Sometimes it's hard to find with a lot of these sites anyway. I don't like these. Like I said, I hate to get the ones with the tags on it because YouTube is always they get people who might say, hey, I want my pictures shown, but if you can block them off, that's cool. But here I have to give this one to Beth. You can really, anytime you do a posing like this, even though if you're not, it's just like prejudging, or anytime you're prejudging, the finals, you should move your hair. It's a standard rule because the judges can't see the detail of your back when your hair is in the way. So I think that's one thing that probably hurt Heather Parlick in this show. I think this was like 2006 or 2007 Miss Olympia. She should have moved her hair because you don't really see the detail of the muscle. Right here we have a rear double. And I think I would give this one to Heather. Heather's pretty impressive. This time she got smart. She put her hair in a bun. and you can really see the detail of her back. Now, like I said, Beth's not too much a slouch, but really you can see a little bit more the detailing in the development in Heather's back compared to Beth's. Now here we have a tricep, and a tricep I would give to Beth. Now what Heather's doing, she's doing the more, people might say, the more feminine version of a tricep, while generally most female bodybuilders supposed to do kind of like the same as their male counterparts. They do the more muscular version of the tricep. And with Beth, you can see the detailing of the upper shoulder. See how it's cut right there, and we can see that more compared to Heather. So this is why Beth takes the side tricep. And here we go with abs, and the winner is Beth. Her abs just unbelievable. Those are washboard abs. Those type of abs you put in a wash tub and do your laundry on. Heather, not as cut. I think this is probably. I was trying to find, like I said, put together the right set of pictures. But I think really here, Beth has just the best ab shot out of the both of them. Like I said, both these ladies were impressive ladies. They came in the good part of the early 2000s. Beth, she left the game around 2010, and Heather left the game around about 2013, right about the time when they dropped them in International. And here's a nice bicep shot. And here I have to give it to, I think I give it to Heather. I see more of a peak compared to Beth. This is a pretty good bicep for Heather. Now here we have the glutes. And, I was trying to find a color picture one with Heather, but this is the best glute shot. You really want to see how detailed the glutes. And I think I'll give the slight edge to, I'm going to flip a coin on this one. Heads, tails, spoon-tails. I'll give it to Heather. Heather looks a little tighter compared to Beth. So I think I'll give this one here also to Heather. And as I said again, these were impressive women. They came up the good part of the 2000s. And that was hard for, like I said, you had you going through the Iris era, and then the time when there was the debate of, the 20% rule, where a lot of female bodybuilders were forced to, try to tone down their muscle or competing in weight classes. I think for a good while, I think Beth competed as a heavyweight. But no, I think she mentioned she competed a lightweight, but she supposed to compete. They wanted to compete as a heavyweight, but she competed as a lightweight. And I think Heather competed as a lightweight when they still had the weight classes. But both these ladies had a look to them, a style. I think they just were amazing female bodybuilders. And it came up at a time where I think bodybuilding was still kind of a bit of a struggle. And they did pretty good for their careers. They fared well in some competitions. They sometimes made the top 5. Even some, I think, Heather Armbrust made the top 3 in some shows. She came pretty close to maybe becoming Miss Olympia, and that's what the debate there was. Pretty much after life, things changed. Both the ladies got married. As you know, Heather Armbrust was married to her husband, I think it was Dylan. Yeah, Dylan Armbrust. They got divorced, and then they were engaged for a time, but got divorced again. But she keeps the name Armbrust instead of going back to her old name, Policki. And Beth, as I found out when we were talking on Facebook, she did get married a few years after she left bodybuilding. Her marriage didn't last that long. They eventually got divorced. She was going by another name. I'll put I forget the name she was going by, but she says that she really wanted to go back to her old name, so she went back to her name, Beth Roberts. But these are both impressive ladies, not as well known as some of the others that many of you recognize. But I think with Heather, she's a little more recognized. She did a lot more modeling stuff in bodybuilding, and also at one point she was also a brunette. She competed a year or so, a couple years for us as a brunette, but eventually she just stayed with being a blonde. And also, she's also on social media. She does also, chats, some chat sites. I think Beth has a professional job. And, these are two still, even though they're no longer competitive, they still look pretty impressive. And that's the thing about the lifestyle bodybuilding. Even though you may not compete or you might not train as much, you still follow some of the guidelines and the habits of being a professional bodybuilder. But anyway, these ladies, they have, I think they have competed on the same stages together. I believe so. You know, as being they came up about the good part of the mid 2000s, early to mid 2000s, and you know, like I said, who's your favorite? Are you a fan of Beth Roberts? Are you a fan of Heather Armbrust? You know, if it was possible, would you ever, you know, would you like to see them return? I don't think they probably were not interested in returning. I think they like their lives as they are. And instead again, who do you want me to do a video about? Put in the description. I'm always asking, you know, if you want to make requests, you know, make a request. You know, guess somebody who you want, I'll do it for you. Not that hard. You know, I got the time. Anyway, this is me on All the Way George Page, aka the Emperor of Female Bodybuilding Talk. You know, don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.